Corey stood frozen on the porch of his grandmother's Victorian house in suburban Chicago, the autumn leaves crunching under his feet as the door slammed shut in his face. Jamie, his boyfriend of 2 years, squeezed his hand tightly, but the warmth couldn't pierce the chill that settled in Corey's chest. This was supposed to be the safe haven, the one place where love wasn't conditional. Yet here they were, rejected by the only family member who had ever accepted him as gay. Eleanor Thompson had always been Corey's rock. Growing up in a conservative family in the Midwest, Corey learned early on to hide his true self. His parents, devout churchgoers, ran a small hardware store in their tight-knit community where gossip spread faster than wildfire. When Corey was 12, he overheard his father ranting about those sinners in the city, and it planted a seed of fear that grew into a wall around his heart. But Grandma Eleanor was different. Widowed young, she had raised Corey's mother on her own, working as a schoolteacher and instilling values of kindness over judgment. She baked apple pies on Sundays and told stories of her youth in the 1960s, when she marched for civil rights. "Love is love, Coriander," she'd say, using his full name with a twinkle in her eye. It was her who first suspected, when he was 15, and instead of recoiling, she pulled him into a hug and whispered, "You're perfect as you are." By the time Corey turned 18, the pressure built to a breaking point. He came out to his parents over dinner one evening, his voice trembling as he explained who he was. His father stood up so fast the chair toppled, his face red with rage. "Not in this house," he bellowed. "You're confused, that's all. We'll get you help." His mother wept silently, clutching her rosary, murmuring about eternal damnation. They gave him an ultimatum: seek conversion therapy or leave. Corey chose to leave, packing a bag and heading straight to Grandma's. She welcomed him with open arms, no questions asked. "Family sticks together," she said, setting up the guest room as his new home. For the next few years, Corey rebuilt his life under her roof. He enrolled in community college, studying graphic design, and found a part-time job at a local cafe. Grandma never pried, but she listened when he needed to talk, offering quiet support that felt like a lifeline in a sea of rejection. It was at college where Corey met Jamie. Jamie was outgoing, with a laugh that filled rooms and a passion for photography that matched Corey's artistic soul. They bonded over late-night study sessions, sharing dreams of escaping the suburbs for the vibrant streets of New York. Jamie came from a more accepting family. His parents were professors in liberal arts, but he understood the pain of hiding. Their first date was a picnic in Grant Park, under the shadow of the Bean sculpture, where they talked until the stars came out. Corey felt seen, truly seen, for the first time. As their relationship deepened, Corey confided in Grandma about Jamie. She smiled warmly, asking questions about his interests and even suggesting recipes for a dinner date. "Bring him over sometime," she'd say casually, flipping through her old photo albums. Corey hesitated at first, wary of pushing boundaries, but her encouragement built his confidence. He imagined the three of them around the dinner table, laughing over her famous lasagna. Yet whispers of doubt crept in. The neighborhood was changing, but not fast enough. Grandma's church friends still dropped by for tea, clucking about the decline of family values. One afternoon, Corey overheard a conversation in the kitchen. Mrs. Hargrove, a longtime neighbor, was ranting about a gay couple who had moved in down the street. "It's one thing to tolerate, Eleanor, but parading it around? Think of the children." Grandma murmured agreements, her voice subdued. Corey brushed it off as politeness, but it lingered like a shadow. He decided it was time to test the waters. "Grandma, I'd like to invite Jamie for dinner this weekend," he said one evening, helping her with the dishes. She paused, sponge in hand, her eyes flickering with something unreadable. "Oh, honey, maybe next time. I've got bridge club." Corey nodded, but the excuse felt thin. He tried again a week later, suggesting a casual lunch. Again, she demurred, citing a doctor's appointment. The pattern continued, each refusal chipping away at his hope. Jamie noticed the shift in Corey's mood. "She's just old school," he reassured, pulling Corey close on their couch in the small apartment they'd rented together after Corey graduated. Give her time. But time didn't help. The rejections piled up, and Corey began to question if Grandma's acceptance was as deep as he believed. He confronted her gently one afternoon in her garden, where she was pruning roses. "Why won't you meet Jamie? I thought you supported me." She sighed, setting down her shears. "I do support you, Corey, but bringing him here, it's different. People talk. I don't want trouble for you or me." Her words stung like thorns. Trouble? From whom? The same community that had shunned him? Corey felt a rift opening, one he hadn't anticipated. He left that day with a heavy heart, the roses scent turning bitter in his memory. As months passed, Corey and Jamie's life together flourished despite the undercurrent of family strife. They attended pride events in the city, surrounded by allies who celebrated their love. But back home, the divide widened. Corey's parents reached out sporadically, offering olive branches laced with conditions. Attend church, reconsider your lifestyle. He ignored them, focusing on his career at a design firm. Jamie proposed a road trip to California, a chance to escape and dream bigger. Excited, Corey shared the news with Grandma over the phone. "That sounds wonderful," she said, but her voice lacked enthusiasm. "Just be safe." He hung up, frustration boiling. Why couldn't she fully embrace this part of him? Was her love limited to the abstract, to the idea of him being gay but not living it openly? The turning point came during Thanksgiving. Corey decided to surprise Grandma with a visit, hoping the holiday spirit would soften her stance. He and Jamie baked a pie together, arriving with smiles and arms full. But as they approached the door, Corey saw the curtains twitch. He knocked, heart pounding. The door opened a crack, Grandma's face pale. "Corey, what are you doing here with him?" she whispered harshly. "The family's inside. Your parents, aunts, everyone." Corey's stomach dropped. She hadn't mentioned a gathering. "Grandma, please, just let us in. We're family too." Her eyes darted behind her, voices murmuring from the living room. "I can't. Not like this. Go home, Corey. We'll talk later." And with that, she closed the door, the click of the lock echoing like a final judgment. Corey stumbled back, Jamie's arm around him as tears blurred his vision. The drive home was silent, the pie forgotten in the back seat. That night, Corey lay awake, replaying every moment of Grandma's support. Was it real or just a way to keep peace? The pain morphed into anger, then resolve. He needed to confront the deeper issues, the societal pressures that even the kindest hearts couldn't escape. In the weeks following the Thanksgiving debacle, Corey distanced himself from Grandma Eleanor. Phone calls went unanswered, visits ceased. He threw himself into work, designing campaigns for LGBTQ+ nonprofits that advocated for acceptance. Jamie supported him quietly, suggesting therapy to process the betrayal. "It's not just about her," Jamie said one evening over dinner. "It's the whole system, the church, the community, the expectations." Corey nodded, but the wound festered. He began researching family dynamics in conservative households, reading stories of conditional love that mirrored his own. It fueled a fire within him, a desire to challenge the status quo. One day, an email arrived from his mother. "We miss you, Corey. Come to church with us this Sunday. Pastor Reynolds has a new program for people like you." People like you, the phrase ignited rage. He forwarded it to Jamie, who shook his head. "Don't engage. It's a trap." But Corey couldn't let it go. He replied curtly, "I'm happy as I am. If you can't accept that, leave me alone." The response was swift. Accusations of selfishness. Pleased to think of Grandma's health. Her health? Corey's heart skipped. Was something wrong? He called Grandma immediately, but she didn't pick up. Panic set in. Driving to her house, he found her in the living room, frail but alert, surrounded by photo albums. "Corey," she said softly, patting the couch. "I didn't expect you." He sat, emotions swirling. "Mom said you're not well." She waved it off. "Just tired. The family's been difficult." They talked for hours, skirting the elephant in the room. Finally, Corey broached it. Why did you shut me out that day? Tears welled in her eyes. I was scared. Your father threatened to cut ties if I encouraged you. And the neighbors, they've been whispering. At my age, I can't lose everyone. Corey felt a mix of pity and frustration. So you chose them over me? She reached for his hand. No, honey, I chose survival. But I regret it every day. The conversation opened a fragile dialogue. Grandma shared stories of her own youth, a close friend who was gay, shunned by society in the 1950s. I couldn't help him then, she admitted. I won't make that mistake again. Encouraged, Corey suggested meeting Jamie privately, away from prying eyes. She agreed hesitantly, and they arranged a lunch at a quiet cafe downtown. Jamie was nervous, practicing small talk in the mirror. I just want her to like me, he confessed. Corey kissed his forehead. She will. You're impossible not to love. The lunch started awkwardly. Grandma complimented Jamie's photos, asking about his family. Jamie shared anecdotes, lightening the mood, but tension simmered. When Jamie mentioned their plans to marry someday, Grandma's smile faltered. Marriage? But that's sacred. Corey intervened gently. It's sacred for us too, Grandma. She nodded, but her discomfort was palpable. As they parted, she hugged Corey tightly. I'm trying, she whispered. It was progress, but slow like thawing ice. Back home, Corey faced new challenges. At work, a colleague outed him unintentionally during a meeting, leading to sidelong glances from conservative clients. One pulled their account, citing values misalignment. Corey fought back, rallying support from allies, but it highlighted the pervasive discrimination. Jamie's job at a gallery was more accepting, but even there, subtle biases emerged. A patron refusing to buy from that gay artist. They attended support groups, sharing stories with others navigating similar waters. One man recounted losing his inheritance over his orientation. Another spoke of reconciliation after years of estrangement. It gave Corey hope, but also underscored the battles ahead. Grandma's efforts continued sporadically. She sent cards, included Jamie in holiday wishes. But when Corey invited her to a pride parade, she declined. Too public, she explained. What if someone sees? Corey pressed. That's the point, to be seen. The argument escalated over phone, voices raised. You don't understand the risks, she cried. I do, Corey shot back. I've lived them. They hung up angry, the rift widening again. Jamie urged patience. Change takes time, especially for her generation. But Corey wondered if time was enough. Societal shifts were happening. Same-sex marriage legal nationwide, celebrities coming out. But in their bubble, progress lagged. A local news story about a gay teen bullied at school hit close to home. Corey volunteered at a youth center, mentoring kids like his younger self. It healed parts of him, but amplified the pain of Grandma's half-acceptance. The climax brewed during a family wedding. Corey's cousin was getting married, and invitations arrived, for Corey only. Plus ones not specified. The note read, but Corey knew better. He RSVP'd for two, forcing the issue. Grandma called, pleading. Don't make a scene. Your father will explode. Corey stood firm. If I'm not welcome as I am, I won't come. The day arrived, tension thick. At the reception, whispers followed them. His father approached, face stern. This isn't the place. Jamie held Corey's hand defiantly. Grandma watched from afar, torn. That night, back at Grandma's for coffee, her insistence. Emotions erupted. Why can't you just be discreet? She asked. Corey exploded. Discreet? You mean hide? That's not love, Grandma. That's control. Tears flowed as years of hurt poured out. Jamie mediated, sharing his own fears. Grandma listened, really listened. For the first time. The wedding aftermath lingered like a storm cloud over Corey's life. Grandma Eleanor retreated into silence for days, processing the confrontation. Corey, meanwhile, channeled his energy into advocacy. He organized a community forum on LGBTQ+ rights at the local library, inviting speakers from diverse backgrounds. Jamie helped with visuals, creating posters that captured stories of resilience. The event drew a crowd, including some unexpected faces, old neighbors curious or confrontational. One man stood during Q&A, voice booming, "What about traditional values? You're forcing this on us." Corey responded calmly, "We're not forcing, we're existing. Acceptance isn't optional. It's human." Applause mixed with murmurs, sparking debates that continued in coffee shops and online forums. Grandma surprised everyone by attending, slipping in quietly at the back. Afterward, she approached Corey, eyes misty. "I'm proud of you," she said. It was a small victory, but meaningful. They began weekly dinners, just the three of them, at a neutral spot. Grandma asked questions, genuinely curious about their life. "How did you know?" she inquired of Jamie. He shared his coming-out story, the support from his parents contrasting sharply with Corey's. Grandma nodded thoughtfully. "I wish I'd done better." Corey squeezed her hand. "You can start now." But progress wasn't linear. A health scare hit Grandma, a minor stroke that landed her in the hospital. Corey rushed to her side, Jamie by his. His parents were there too, tense in the waiting room. "This stress is because of you," his father muttered. Corey ignored him, focusing on Grandma. She recovered quickly, but the incident highlighted vulnerabilities. Discharged, she moved in with Corey and Jamie temporarily, her house too big for one. It was a test of boundaries. Grandma observed their routines, the way Jamie made coffee just right, how they shared chores with easy affection. At first, she averted eyes during tender moments, but gradually softened. One evening, over board games, laughter filled the apartment. Grandma won Scrabble, her word empathy, earning triple points. "Fitting," Jamie teased. She smiled. "I'm learning." Yet old habits died hard. When a friend called, Grandma described Jamie as Corey's roommate. Corey confronted her later. "Why lie?" She sighed. "Habit. Fear." It sparked a deeper talk about internalized bias, how society ingrained shame even in the well-intentioned. Grandma admitted reading books on the topic, borrowed from the library. "I didn't realize how much I absorbed." External pressures mounted. Corey's father organized a family intervention, inviting a pastor to guide Corey back. Grandma refused to attend. "Enough," she told her son. "He's my grandson, and I love him, all of him." It was a turning point, her first public stand. The intervention fizzled, but resentment brewed. Corey's mother called, tearful. "You're tearing us apart." Corey replied, "No, intolerance is." The family splintered, some siding with tradition, others questioning. In the community, backlash grew. After the forum, anonymous letters arrived, hate mail decrying perversion. Jamie's gallery faced vandalism, windows smashed with slurs painted. Police investigated, but leads were thin. Corey feared for their safety, installing cameras. Grandma, witnessing it, grew indignant. "This isn't right," she declared, writing a letter to the local paper supporting LGBTQ+ rights. It caused a stir. Old friends distanced, but new ones emerged. A neighbor, whose son was gay, thanked her personally. As Grandma healed, she returned home, but visits increased. She hosted a small dinner, inviting Jamie officially. The table set for 3 felt symbolic. Conversation flowed, politics, art, memories. When Jamie mentioned adopting someday, Grandma paused. "Children need love," she said finally. "You two have plenty." It was tacit approval, warming Corey's heart. Yet, doubts persisted. At a church event, Grandma faced scrutiny. "How can you condone sin?" a deacon asked. She replied firmly, "Love isn't sin." Excommunicated informally, she stopped attending, finding solace in online progressive groups. Corey admired her growth, but wondered if it was too late for full reconciliation. A major conflict arose when Corey and Jamie announced their engagement. Rings exchanged under Chicago's skyline, joy overflowed. Telling Grandma, she hugged them both. "I'm happy for you." But planning the wedding revealed cracks. "Keep it small," she suggested. "No need to invite everyone." Corey pushed back. "We want authentic." Tensions rose, venue choices, guest lists. Grandma worried about backlash, Corey about erasure. The engagement party became ground zero. Held at a park, friends mingled. Grandma arrived, nervous but present. Corey's parents showed uninvited, faces stern. "We came to talk sense," his father said. Argument ensued, shouts about morality, rights. Grandma intervened. "Stop! This is love, pure and simple." Her son turned on her. "You've changed, Mom. For the worse." Hurt, she stood tall. "No, I've evolved." The night ended in chaos. Police called for disturbance. Corey comforted Grandma, who wept. "Did I do right?" she asked. "Yes," he assured. But the incident sparked media attention. A local story on family divides over gay rights. Interviews followed, Corey speaking out, Grandma declining. It amplified voices, but invited trolls. Online harassment surged, doxing threats. Through it, their bond strengthened. Grandma baked for the couple, shared recipes symbolizing nurturing. Jamie photographed her, capturing wisdom in wrinkles. Corey reflected on journeys, the pain of rejection, beauty of growth. With the wedding approaching, Corey and Jamie navigated a whirlwind of preparations amid escalating societal tensions. Chicago's progressive vibe offered solace, but echoes of conservatism rippled from suburbs. A bill in Congress on LGBTQ+ protections dominated news, polarizing opinions. Corey joined rallies, chanting for equality, Jamie documenting with his camera. Grandma watched coverage, calling to discuss. "It's like the 60s again," she mused. "Change is messy." Her perspective bridged generations, enriching talks. But personal storms brewed. Corey's father filed for custody of family heirlooms, claiming moral grounds. "You don't deserve them," the letter read. Grandma contested, her lawyer arguing legacy over bias. Court dates loomed, straining resources. Corey felt guilt, his choices impacting her. "I didn't ask for this," he told Jamie. "Neither did we," Jamie replied. "But we're fighting together." Grandma's health fluctuated, stress exacerbating issues. Doctors advised rest, but she insisted on helping with wedding plans. "I want to see you happy," she said, folding invitations. One design featured 2 grooms, subtle, elegant. She approved, a far cry from initial hesitance. Yet, when Corey suggested she walk him down the aisle, tears fell. "I'd be honored," she whispered. It symbolized acceptance, but invited controversy. Relatives boycotted, calling it blasphemy. The rehearsal dinner tested alliances. Held at a cozy restaurant, toasts flowed. Grandma raised her glass. "To love that endures." Cheers erupted, but Corey's aunt cornered her later. "How can you support this abomination?" Grandma replied steadily, "Because it's not. It's family." The exchange spread, deepening divides. Corey overheard, pride swelling for her courage. Wedding day dawned crisp. Venue a botanical garden blooming with possibility. Vows exchanged under arches. Rings symbolizing commitment. Grandma beamed from the front row, dabbing eyes. Reception danced with joy, friends, allies celebrating. But absence of parents stung. A cousin approached Corey. "I'm sorry for them. You're brave." It healed slivers of hurt. Post-wedding, life settled into married bliss. Corey and Jamie honeymooned in Hawaii, returning refreshed. Grandma hosted brunch upon return, gifts piled. "Welcome to the family, Jamie," she said earnestly. He hugged her, barriers crumbling. Yet, tranquility shattered with a community scandal. A local pastor, friend of Corey's father, preached against homosexual agendas, naming their wedding as example. Protests ensued, supporters versus opponents picketing church. Grandma attended counter-protest, sign reading, "Love thy neighbor." Media captured her. Headline, "Grandma stands for grandson." It went viral, drawing praise and vitriol. Death threats arrived, forcing security measures. Corey worried for her safety. "You don't have to do this." She shook her head. "I do. For you, for others." Her resolve inspired, but exhausted. Hospitalized again for fatigue, she confessed fears. "What if I lose more?" Corey held her hand. "You've gained us." Recovery slow, she reflected on life, regrets, triumphs. Back home, dialogues deepened. Grandma shared letters from estranged friends, some reconciling, others not. "Change starts small," she noted. Corey agreed, mentoring more youth. Jamie's exhibit on family portraits included theirs. Poignant. Pivotal moment came during holidays. Corey hosted, inviting all. Few came, but Grandma did, bearing gifts for both. Conversation turned to future, kids, perhaps adoption. "You'd make great dads," she said. It was full circle, acceptance blooming. But shadows lingered. Corey's father suffered a heart attack, prompting outreach. Hospital visit tense. Accusations flew. "Your lifestyle caused this," Mother blamed. Grandma defended. "No, hate did." Reconciliation tentative. Seeds planted. As years hinted, bonds evolved. Grandma aged gracefully, advocating locally. Corey and Jamie thrived, careers soaring. Yet, questions remained, was love truly unconditional? Time wove its tapestry, threading triumphs with trials in Corey and Jamie's life. 5 years post-wedding, they adopted a baby girl, Mia, her giggles filling their home with light. Grandma Eleanor, now in her 80s, doted from afar, knitting blankets and video calling daily. "She's beautiful," she'd coo, face lighting up. Visits were cherished, picnics in parks, stories shared. Mia's first word, "Nana," melted hearts. But age brought challenges. Grandma's mobility waned, assisted living considered. Corey pushed for her to move in. "We're family." She hesitated. "I don't want to burden." Jamie insisted. "You're not." She agreed, room prepared. Daily life intertwined. Meals together, Mia's antics amusing. Grandma taught recipes, passing wisdom. Societal shifts accelerated. More protections, visibility. Yet backlashes persisted. A school board debate on inclusive education drew Corey in, testifying for representation. Opponents cited traditional families. Grandma watched online, cheering. "You did good." Her pride fueled him. Family mended slowly. Corey's parents visited sporadically, awkward but civil. Mia charmed them, barriers softening. "She's innocent," Mother said. Corey replied, "So are we." Grandma mediated, fostering dialogue. A health crisis struck. Grandma's fall, hip fractured. Hospital stay prolonged. Reflections surfaced. Bedside, she confessed, "I was wrong back then. Fear ruled me." Corey forgave. "You grew." Recovery arduous, therapy sessions emotional. Jamie supported, family unit strong. Community honored her, award for advocacy, speech given. "Love evolves," she stated. Applause thundered. As Mia grew, questions arose. "Why two daddies?" she'd ask. Corey explained simply, Grandma adding, "Love comes in many forms." It normalized, empowered. Yet, final days loomed. Grandma weakened, peaceful. Last words to Corey, "I'm proud. Love fully." She passed quietly, legacy enduring. A funeral, diverse crowd, family, friends, activists. Eulogy by Corey. "She taught us acceptance's journey." Tears mixed with smiles. Life continued, Mia thriving, Corey and Jamie mentoring. Reflections on Grandma's arc lingered. Initial embrace, later rejection, ultimate redemption. Was Grandma's initial rejection a betrayal of her love, or a product of societal chains she later broke? True or false?